Good morning, children. Yesterday we started the new lesson, that is cell, the basic unit of life. Yes, where we learned that every living organism made up of cell, right? Yes or no? And now we are going to learn two different types of cells. One is called plant cell. The other side we are going to learn animal cell together. Okay, right. Here when we see, every cell has three major parts. One, cell membrane. Number two, cytoplasm, and the third one is the nucleus. These are the major parts of a cell: cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. Now we are going to learn the structure of this plant cell and animal cell. First, we go with the cells here. The animal cells do not have proper shape. They are almost round or irregular in shape, but when we see the plant cells, they are almost like a rectangle or a square. Okay. Now when we see the animal cell, every cell is covered by its own layer, outer boundary we can say, like this. Every cell has its own outer boundary, like how we have in our room. When we sit in a room, in that room the boundary is nothing but our wall, right? This outer wall which is present is called cell membrane. What is that called? Cell membrane. Right, children? This cell membrane is the outermost covering which gives a shape to the cell. Because of this cell membrane, every cell got a shape. Not only it gives the shape, it allows some substances to go inside and some substances to go outside. Is it clear? Right? The next, inside the cell membrane is filled with some jelly-like substance. Jelly-like means gum-like substance is filled inside the cell membrane like this. The jelly-like substance which is present inside the cell is called cytoplasm. What is that called? Cytoplasm is filled inside the cell membrane. This cytoplasm is jelly-like substance, right? And it is heterogeneous material. Heterogeneous means which contain different types of chemical substances included in it, right? And the third, in the center, in the animal cells, almost the center, we find a round structure that is nothing but nucleus. That is nothing but nucleus. But when we see in the plant cell, this nucleus is not exactly in the center. It is somewhere at the borders. That is nucleus. These are the major parts. Every cell have three parts: cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. These are the major parts of a cell. Is it clear, children? Other than this, when we see the nucleus, which is the third part, this is called as the brain of the cell, or it is a major boss of the cell which controls all the activities that take place by the cell, that are carried out by the cell. Other than this, in this cytoplasm, we find some tiny structures present here and there. There will be some tiny structures present like this, here and there. These are called as cell organelles. What we call them as? Cell organelles. These cell organelles are the tiny some membrane bounded structure which are present inside the cytoplasm. Here there are different types of cell organs that you will be studying in the higher classes. So these cell organelles are present inside the cytoplasm, which are very important because every cell organelle has a particular function in a cell. They have their own function, but these all are carried, these all are controlled by nucleus, which is called as the boss of the cell. Is it clear, children? Understood now? Right. Now, other than this, when we see, we also find one new thing, that is every living organism. For example, you will see a dog, you will see a cat, you will see a rat, you will see human being or elephant. Do you think that all these animals have the same number of cells, or there may be the same shape? No. There is a diversity in the cell. Diversity means differences. So there is a diversity in the cells. There may be difference in the size, in the shape, in the function. Function means punny, right? Like this, there are lot of difference in the cell. Now, when we see the first, we are going to see in the number. Number means when a living organism is made up of one cell, only one cell, those living organisms are called unicellular organisms. They are called as unicellular organisms. Examples we can see: bacteria, amoeba. These all are unicellular organisms. I'll show you. Okay, right? Now when you see this is the amoeba unicellular, which is made up of one single cell. This is the structure of the bacteria, which is also made up of one single cell. And here, this is chlamydomonas, which is also made up of one single cell. This all comes under unicellular organisms. Okay, children. Next, when there is more than one cell, when an organism made up of more than one cell, those are called as multicellular organisms. When there is more than one cell, those are called multicellular organisms. Examples: man, birds, dog, elephant, plants, etc. This all comes under multicellular organisms. Okay, right? Now, other than this is based on the number. Based on the number, there is a diversity in the cell. When it is made up of one single cell, we call it a unicellular organism. When it is made up of more than one cell, we call it as multicellular organisms. Okay, right, children? Now we are going to see the shape of the cell. I'll show you. When you see here in this, you have different types of cells. This is smooth muscles, which is spindle shaped. This is stripe vessels, which is elongated. When you see the bone cell, it is somewhat like star. When you see the nerve cell, it is very elongated. When you see the blood cells, different type of blood cells, white blood cells, red blood cells, they are also different shapes. Can you see? Right. Why these cells which are present in an animal or a plant are different shape? Because based on their function. Based on their function, these cells are different. For example, when you see the nerve cell, why this nerve cell is elongated long? Because what is the duty of the nerve cell? It needs to transfer the messages from different parts to brain and brain to the different parts. So when it is elongated, when it is long enough, then only it is easy for it to send the messages from up or down. Understood, children? Clear? When you see the muscle cells, why these striped muscles are like this? Why smooth muscles are like this? Because based on their function, because they help in movement. So for that, why these blood cells are round in structure? Why not like a nerve cell? Why not like this? Because these blood cells are important in transferring the oxygen, carbon dioxide and energy. When they are small and round like this, it can be easily transferred from one part to the other part. Clear? Understood, everybody? So based on why the shape differs or size differs, based on the function. What is their duty? Accordingly there will be shape, accordingly there will be the size. Right? When you see the leaf, structure of a leaf, TS of a leaf, can you see this diagram? This is nothing but it is a stem of a plant. When you cut the stem and observe under the microscope, here it looks like this, where it has also different type of cells over here, right, where it is labeled as A, B, C, D. A is called the outermost covering cells, okay, epithelial cells we call it as epithelial cells. The B is called as normal ground tissue. The C is called as the vascular tissues, and the D is called the pith, right? Why like this? Because the outermost layer epithelial cells, which are helpful in which will help in taking the protection of the complete stem, and it is outermost layer, it protects and it allows the substance to move in and out. When it come to the B1, that is the ground tissue, it is the tissue which will fill complete place present inside it. When you come to the C1, vascular tissue, this helps in the transportation of food and water from one part to the other part of the plant body. When we come to the D, it gives a support to the stem. Is it clear? Right? It looks like this. So based on this, based on their function, these cells are different in shape and different in sizes. Okay, right children? Now I want to tell one more important point. When you see this plant tissue, animal tissues and the plant cell and animal cell, we learned that there are three different major parts: cell membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm in both animal cell and plant cell. But when we see the plant cell, other than the cell membrane, there is one more covering which is present after the cell membrane. This is called cell wall. We call it as cell wall. We already learned that cell membrane will give the shape and it allows the substance to move in and out, right or wrong? But what is the cell wall there again, which is present only in the plant cell, children? It is absent in animal cell. This cell wall is like a compound wall of our house. How we have compound wall around our house? The same way this cell wall takes the protection to the cell, and also it gives the rigidity. Rigidity means it gives a support. It makes the plant to stand erect. Because in our body, in animals, we have bones. Because of the bones, we are able to stand erect, right? But there is no bone in the plant cell. So this cell wall will give the rigidity to make the cell stand straight, erect. Okay, children? Clear? So this is the basic this is the structure of the plant cell and animal cell. Now why we call that cell as a basic unit of life? Because whatever the cell does, whatever the cell has its function, based on that organ will do. For example, already in the last class I explained you. For example, I am taking man. He is an organism, living organism, isn't it? This living organism is made up of, this man is made up of different organ systems like respiratory system, digestive system, circulatory system, excretory system, nervous system, etc. Like this, different systems are there in the man. When the systems all are there, the man is formed. When you take each system, respiratory system is made up of lungs, nose, windpipe, etc. So these are called organs. These are organ system. So organism made up of organ system. Organ system is made up of organs, and each organ is made up of cells. Okay. Now what is the duty of the lungs? It helps in exchange of gases. So the cells present in the lungs, the cell which is present in the lung will help in exchange of gases. So the cell does this duty, so that only the organ is doing that duty. Because the organ is doing that duty, that organ present in the organ system is doing that duty, that helps in the man. Clear? So that means cell is the basic one. What is the shape of the cell? Accordingly, the organism will get that shape. What is the function of that cell? Accordingly, the organism will do that function. Is it clear? Understood now? So this is the lesson, the basic unit of life. Cell is called as the basic unit of life. And now, other than this, when you see